Over the last couple of days, we've had fake outrage in the House of Commons from the opposition politicians pretending that they are so moral that this Tory sleaze only applies to the Tories. Well, hello everybody, welcome to the first video of the day. Today's program is all about the hypocrisy of the left-wing politicians. We know that the last couple of weeks has not been easy for the Conservative side, with corruption, with sleaze, with all the lobby money, and of course the double standards. And Owen Paterson, the MP responsible for this, has now resigned. The issue we have, the last few days, we've had all these stories coming out. For example, the Lib Dems and Labour and the Greens, all these morally superior parties, saying that, well, we're going to have a candidate that is anti-sleaze and anti-corruption. What does that even mean? I'm not really sure. Is that not like a normal person? Someone who is not corrupt. Firstly, this is politics, and you're all politicians. Don't get me started. And that's the whole point of this video. I'm going to give you a list of some of the left-wing politicians who are not really morally superior, because I don't really understand this whole idea of having an anti-sleaze candidate. It doesn't really make any sense. Like saying, well, we have a candidate who's against murder, I guess, or lying, or yeah, it makes no sense. But let's have a look at this list, thanks to VoteWatch, who helped us with this data, the research that they have done. Of course, we know Claudia Webb. Claudia Webb, who is now, well, she's got a suspended sentence, which is really weird considering a lot of other ordinary people who have made mistakes, they've received tougher sentences for committing crimes than Claudia Webb. That's just one. We have, of course, Afsana Begum MP, another Labour MP from Poplar and Limehouse in East London, was given over £300,000 for the property. Essentially, there's a lot of property fraud right now happening inside local Labour parties, and this is just after moving out of her estranged husband's home. Now, this was, of course, the officials went after her to make sure that the investigation is correctly done. We have, we have a lot of local mayors, regional mayors, and also the heads of councils. One of them is this guy, Mayor Sabri Ozaidin, who essentially is the mayor of Enfield. Now, I'm not really sure exactly what we're doing with this, like, technically localism. It's not really localism what we have in this country. But this guy, he was filmed wearing his gold-plated chain of office while riding through the streets of London borough, which has been hit. So this was during the whole lockdown situation. A lot of these people decided to break the rules themselves, because one rule applies to them and another to the rest of us plebs. There's a lot of stories like examples like this, but we got Councillor Afzal is one of the 4 people charged by police for preventing the course of justice in regards to an investigation into tampering of postal votes. So there's a lot of also certain areas, not just Peterborough, we have Tower Hamlets and other places in Derbyshire as well, that the postal votes is the go-to method of fraud, electoral fraud for the Labour politicians. That's Councillor Afzal. Now, we do have a couple of other councillors as well. This guy, Iqbal, who was 51, told election officials that he lived in Ilford, even though he didn't actually live in Ilford. So you have to obviously live in that area in the borough in order to be able to stand for local elections. So that's just not a, let's just say that's a, victimless crime. I'm not really sure, but Mayor Joe Anderson, another mayor who has been a sitting mayor of Liverpool for a decade, was one of the 5 men arrested across Merseyside in an investigation into crooked building development and development contracts in the city. A lot of dodgy contracts, and a lot of them applies to property and development of certain areas. Now, Mayor Joe Anderson was also another one who was arrested. Again, one of the 5 men who were arrested. In the middle of all this, Keir Starmer comes out and says, I think this government is corrupt. Is Keir Starmer new to politics? Does he not understand that all his friends, Labour and Tories and Lib Dems and Greens, all of them, the whole of the political system, the whole of the political class is corrupt? It's not new to politics, is it? It's just naive. It's just naive. Oh, of course, it's all theatre. It's all part of the show. the Keir Starmer show that pretends to be, well, I was a lawyer, so I can't be corrupt. I'm the good one. Everybody else is corrupt. So we're going to have an anti-sleaze candidate. What is this nonsense? It's absolutely nonsensical. Makes no sense. And we have the Tories who are being hit massively in terms of the approval rating in the opinion polls. Again, it's a reactionary thing, of course. It's going to change again because it's not because Labour are good. It's just because the Tories are corrupt. So that's the situation we have. Don't forget to subscribe. Click on the bell next to it and give me a feedback about this new virtual studio that we have now created. And as usual, you have to click on the thumbs up if you like this video so that we could help us get our videos recommended by YouTube. Thanks again for watching. I'm Tousi, and we are the media.